Welcome back to Strictly Casual. We are going to go over our top 5 games of 2022, and this is not a collective list. I'm going to talk about my top 5, Ryder's going to talk about his top 5, and James sent in his top 5 games of the year, so we have those here as well. So all three of us are going to give our top 5s. Ryder, I would like you to start with number 5. We're all going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and to the top.
All right, here we go. I hope this list is pretty surprising. There's going to be some cliche ones, but my number 5 is one that kind of blew up on the Xbox Game Pass radar, and that's a little game known as Dusk Falls, which is a story-driven kind of choice maker game.
Choice maker game.
Yeah,
oh, no. Yeah.
It's like you make choices and stuff. But yeah, it had a great story, and it was very simple in this concept to play. But I think having gone to the launch event hosted by Kind of Funny, that kind of made the game for me. So then I proceeded to play the whole thing, and it was like great game of the year. But
sure, you have good memories attached to the game, not just the game. Yeah, which is really cool.
It was fun. Yeah, good.
That always makes the experience better. My number 5. Well, this is tough. I really had a struggle trying to put a number 5, but I think it's Sifu. I think Sifu is my number 5. I absolutely love it. So much fun. I tried to jump back in the other day, and it's so difficult because you learn the moves so well, and you kind of memorize exactly what to do in each scenario because you have to go through these multiple times. And I had totally lost that, so I was failing like terribly. But it just shows like that's one of those games where the more you put time in, it rewards you by just you being able to master the level, and that feeling is rewarding. It doesn't have to give you anything to feel rewarding. It's really interesting. Love it.
It's a creative game, man.
Yes. And James, number 5, was Marvel Snap.
It's
very interesting. So
I respect it.
I'll have some more to say about Marvel Snap in a little bit as well. Ryder, what's your number 4?
Number 4 is a game I think we both talked about. Again, Xbox Game Pass. We love it here. Trek to Yomi, which was kind of
interesting.
A side scroller, kind of Ghost of Tsushima, but story-wise was kind of a little intriguing, but I think the combat for me was very simple, very kind of easy to grasp, but it was gorgeous because it was black and white, and it had the vibes going for it.
I never finished Trek to Yomi. I got like halfway through, and I hated the combat. I thought it was clunky. I thought it was clunky. But
it takes a little bit,
It's one of those ones where I still have it on my PlayStation, just ready to go back, because I would like to finish it eventually.
It's probably an easy platinum for you.
Maybe. I think you have to play it on harder difficulties, and if the combat sucks that bad, I was like, I can't do the harder difficulties. I'm like, there's no shot. But maybe, I don't know. James's number 4 is Overwatch 2.
Okay.
God bless him. Which wasn't that much different than Overwatch 1 for me, so I didn't put it on my top 5, but it was definitely one of my top played games this year, because it's tons of fun. It was super, super good.
Great one.
My number 4 is Marvel Snap as well.
Nice.
I thought this was going to be terrible, just another Marvel mobile game to jump into, but I was shocked about how fun and addictive it was, and I put
very addictive.
When that came out, I was on Steam download because it came out on PC also. God bless it, because the mobile was great, but I could just have it on my PC while I was working and stuff, and just play a quick game here and there, do little things. Collection levels going up. You're collecting cards. It's awesome. I'm still jumping in every once in a while, even if I'm not playing it like religiously. And it's cool. It's so good.
Yeah. It's great. It's basically just a numbers game, but man, it's fun.
Dude,
well, I mean, it's more than
simple.
That, but it's so good.
It is simple. It's addictive. Each card brings something new to the table, and there's major strategy to be had. But even with like a good strategy, there's still ways with the like environmental effects, I guess. Each location has a different effect that can alter the game so much, and that makes it super interesting and continuously interesting. I'm sure that I'll jump back in when they add PvP next month, because we're going to be battling for sure.
100% every day.
Big time.
Here we go. My number 3 is more of a DLC, and that is Destiny 2: The Witch Queen. That came out earlier this year.
Wait a second. Did it?
Did it? Yeah. Dude, it had to have. Come on. We played with Hydra. That was like February. I looked it up. All the games released this year.
I believe you. Yeah.
And that was, I think, like February, I want to say.
Yeah.
Man, what a big... This was one of the biggest DLCs that released for the game.
Yeah.
I think it was back for a lot of people, friends, cousins, family. So everybody was playing it.
Sure.
Great story, man. And kind of the penultimate setup for the big finale coming up soon for Lightfall. Yeah, great campaign and
Yeah.
new combat, and Destiny 2 was back again for me.
We
So
were grinding. We
yeah,
were grinding Destiny 2. I think it was the
if,
first time I had hit or even close to max light level in
mhm.
a long time with
Yeah,
Destiny.
same. See, if it could bring us back like that,
Yeah.
that's how you know it's a good DLC. So I was like,
Dude, I'm
it's fun.
hoping Lightfall hits not only that, but even reaches
More,
even more.
yeah.
Because,
I'm
oh my
I'm very
gosh.
excited.
Yeah.
Destiny 2 is a big game for I mean, I played for years now, so
Yeah.
I was impressed.
I have like, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 years of investment into Destiny.
Yeah, because you were on the first one too,
Oh,
right?
dude, 2014, I was there,
Yeah.
GameStop, waiting in line. Day
Wow.
one. It's the best. What are we on? 3?
Yeah.
My number 3 is Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga.
Nice.
Absolutely obsessed with this game. To me, lived up to the hype mostly. I will say
Mhm.
that I was expecting their end game content that they
Mhm.
described to be a lot different than it was. It was very much the idea of, okay, playing through all 9 movies. You still have to get like True Jedi or like all, get as many studs as you can in each mission. The end game activities were just the open world hubs, which there's a lot of, which is awesome. Sure, like
Yeah.
there's a lot to
Mhm.
do afterwards, but there's no incentive to go do those things. Even
Mhm.
though like there's some high stud cost characters or high stud cost things you can buy, like vehicles and all that. But that wasn't enough to make me want to solve all the open world stuff and do all the
Okay.
puzzles. Uh,
Mhm.
they didn't give me enough of a reason. But other than that, absolutely love it. I played through all 9,
Agreed.
had such a great time. I finished a
Mhm.
couple of the planets. The space battles are really cool. Just everything about it. I love it. It made me feel really happy while playing it. And that was one of the best gaming experiences I had this year. So I have Lego
Yeah.
Skywalker Saga as number 3.
That's great to hear.
And then James, number 3
Mhm.
was The Quarry,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
which I have not played. Did you play that one?
I played a little bit of it and I watched footage of the entire game. I didn't
Okay,
feel right putting it on my list, even though I was like, this is a great game.
sure.
Like I was like, I can't do it. But yeah, that's a solid one, dude. I love it. It's funny.
Yeah, because you really like Until Dawn, right?
Yeah, love the story-based choice games like that.
I would like to play The Quarry eventually. It's on sale
Mhm.
right now, I think, on I mean, PlayStation, Xbox, Steam, they're all having their giant holiday sales right now, and so like I just
Ooh,
adding things to my
tempting.
cart and just seeing the money roll on up. It's
Yeah, how
terrible,
much does it add up to?
dude. Just to play the indie games that I missed this year. I mean,
Uh-huh.
because I missed some major ones. I missed Neon White.
Mhm.
I did not play Stray. Um, what else
Oh
did I miss?
man.
Oh, last year Inscription. I missed that. There's a
Mm.
lot of these like games that were all nominated for things, and people
Yeah.
seem to really like that I missed. I think I was at like $80 with like I don't know, 7 games in
Mm.
there or something like that.
Yeah.
6 games, which is pretty good, but
Yeah.
crazy. Okay, number 2 writer.
My number 2 is Lego Star Wars.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Sweet.
yeah. It's so high because for me, it was like I haven't played a Lego game since I was a kid, but I did play them a lot. And
Hmm.
I think for me, I was going back to this game because it was so. I think it was one of the better Lego games for me because I
Totally.
did Marvel Avengers, I did the DC ones, but this was like cool. I get to enjoy every single story in the universe. It was the ultimate Lego Star Wars essentially, and I think for like everything, every point you had, I completely agree with. And I think yeah, it's kind of end game stuff was like okay, but it's kind of hard to get you in after you finish it. But yeah, I was like, it's a solid game. Lots of good memories in it.
Yeah. I mean, just even the way they adapted each movie into like the different
So
chapters,
silly, yeah.
it's so fun. Yeah.
Mhm.
Did you have
Yeah.
a favorite movie to play
Mm,
through?
I think always like well for, probably episode 3 or episode 7 just because I love how they do treat Kylo Ren and his
Yeah.
saber.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think 8 was my favorite,
Yeah.
but probably because it's one of my favorite Star Wars
Yeah,
movies
yes
as
too.
well. Uh,
Yeah.
James is number 2. Should we jump into his first?
Mhm.
Yeah, James number
Yeah, yeah.
2 is God of War Ragnarok, which
Oh, okay.
coincides with my number 2, also God of War Ragnarok. This was very tough. I'm sure people can guess what our number ones would be in that case, but uh, this was very tough. The race between 1 and
Mhm.
2, and I think God of War has an incredible story. I see some people
Mhm.
bashing the story on Twitter and the game that it wasn't different enough and stuff like this. Didn't care. I just didn't care. When I
Yeah.
was playing it, the combat was great. I think the improvements of the combat were amazing. The traversal stuff,
Mhm.
like with giving us the grapple hook and some things that I won't spoil in the game, were really awesome. I thought the story was good and emotional. while I
Mhm.
don't think the story is as good as the first one, I think the first one is still stronger in its like arc, I guess.
Okay. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
this one is so good. It is
Mhm.
a truly worthy successor of
Yeah.
the first game. I absolutely love it. I would recommend. This is a must play. This is a
Mhm.
damn near perfect game, if not a
Yeah.
perfect game.
Yeah.
Um, a must play.
Agreed. It's solid. Okay, I'll get through. I have 4 honorable mentions. I
Yeah,
threw
hit
in
me.
Marvel Snap
Sure.
just because I didn't know if that was really counting. Stray, it was great, but I didn't really finish it. Modern Warfare 2, I'm having a ball
Yeah.
with.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's Call of Duty, I hate to put on the list, but fun time with friends
Sure.
and family. Last of Us Part 1, even
Yeah.
we played it before, but man, was that a
Yeah.
whole different experience now it's redone. But yeah, I guess my number one, or yeah, right, my number one now.
Should I say my honorable mentions
Yeah,
before we go
yeah,
into
you're
number one?
honorable.
Also,
Yeah, sorry, yours. Yeah.
I think my honorable mention would be also Last of Us Part One is great, but again, it's not really new this year. It's
Yeah.
just upgrade this year.
Mhm.
Vampire Survivors, absolutely
Oh,
loved. That's a
yeah.
time suck though,
Mhm.
dude. That is a time suck. You could sit there and just be gaming with
Yeah.
WASD for friggin' hours, just gaming. Oh my goodness, what else?
Indie games that were on your list.
Yeah, I feel like I had more that I. Oh, do you know what's not on my honorable mentions list and not on this list, and that somebody's gonna get mad at me for? Is Horizon Forbidden West. Because Horizon Forbidden West is the
Yes.
most beautiful game that I've ever played. It is the
Me
best
too.
graphics ever,
Mm-hmm.
but the story to me is god awful. Like there's no it is it hurts. It hurts to play, and the actual like the second to second gameplay is so good. It's so fun hunting monsters and stuff. Anything out of that is boring. The traversal's
Yeah.
not fun. It feels glitchy when you run around. Like it doesn't. You don't feel ever in control of Aloy except when you're like aimed down the bow. Even the melee didn't hit as well. It was very cool that you get to fly on robots at the end. That was really awesome. But like, there's nothing memorable to me about the story of the
Yeah.
game, and to me that is so important in what Horizon Forbidden West is. And I was hoping that would be, some sort of step up over the first game, and it was not.
Yeah. Well, having played most of that story, I can tell you that it doesn't come close to my least favorite game, and that's Gotham Knights.
That's not on your honorable mention list?
It's on my least favorite game of the year, but I can go on for 30
God.
minutes about that game, but
Sure.
I'll just say that. That
Okay.
was it.
That's fair.
But I'm with you on Horizon. Yeah. It's like,
Although I
sad.
did get the platinum trophy for Horizon and I spent 60 something hours in it. So I guess there's something to like in that game, but it's
Yeah.
not on my list.
But it's a good point to recognize that you've done everything and
I've done
still have that
everything in the
opinion.
game.
So think about it. Yeah.
And I think there are plenty of people that are huge Horizon fans that love
Mhm.
Aloy and Aloy's journey and stuff like that.
Yes.
For some reason, I don't see any intrigue in her story. That being said, I cannot wait for Guerrilla Games like co-op Monster Hunter type game in their world that they're
Oh.
trying to do. Their multiplayer. I think that's going to be
Ooh.
great because the story's not important and you just focus on the best part, which is hunting these giant beasts and using different arrows and things to take down the beasts. That's awesome. That's exactly what I want.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Right.
Okay, here we go. I guess my number one is God of War Ragnarok.
Nice.
And that is because when I sit down and I grab that controller, I just want to finish the game. I want to get through the whole thing.
Yeah.
And like you said, it is a perfect game to me because nothing was wrong with it. I didn't have no glitches. It's so smooth.
Yeah.
The combat was like easy to grasp. There was so much, there was a lot to the combat. There's so many different weapons and like controls to that weapon. You have to do left D, hold the trigger, X, and all these
Sure.
different things. And so for me, it was like there was a lot of customization in that way.
Totally.
And yes, the story was amazing too in its own right, but I think I can get through beginning to end just nonstop. And to me, if I could do that, if I could finish a game fast and want to finish it, it's a perfect game. So my number one.
Even though it's like a 20-hour story, 27-hour story or something like
It was
that.
long. It
Yeah.
was a lot. It was a lot.
It's so good. And I think you hit a good point too. I really liked in this game the customization with not just the skill trees, but within the skill trees, if you hit like a certain amount of moves, you can change that skill and make it focus on like damage or momentum or freeze or fire or like whatever these like different modifiers are to change your play style. Like for instance, there's the heavy axe throw or whatever where you charge it up and then you throw it. And I always wanted that to do more stun so that they can be just stunned out and I can go over with a finisher right away, like takes out an enemy immediately. Like different things like that. You can make it your own.
RPG-esque, yeah.
Yeah, so I thought that was really cool.
And like you said, people said that it's not different enough. That's for me what I love about when they do with sequels. It's like they practically don't change anything because it's like that's what makes it so good in the first. Like, don't even change it, just keep it the same. I'll play it.
Oh, I think there were changes in this, and I mean, there's a lot of surprises. If you haven't played God of War Ragnarok, I mean, a lot of ways that the game switches it up. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. God of War Ragnarok is so freaking good. I did get the platinum for that this year as well, along with my number one pick.
Your number one,
Elden Ring, baby.
Dun, dun.
So good. It's truly. This was tough because maybe I enjoyed God of War Ragnarok in some aspects more than Elden Ring. But there's something about Elden Ring that is just there for me. I put more time in Elden Ring than any other game this year. The platinum trophy, everything, and this is my first From Software game ever.
Wow.
I tried Bloodborne, couldn't get into it. I got to try it again though now. Dark Souls 3, I tried that too. But something about Elden Ring's like the open world, the exploration and stuff like that. It's not perfect like everybody says. I don't agree. It's like Breath of the Wild to me, where I don't think it has a perfect open world. Because Elden Ring, people are like, oh my God, I love it because you can just go anywhere and find something. And that's true. But also, sometimes there's not enough, in my opinion, guide of where to go, which makes it both fun and not fun at the same time.
It's hard for me.
Sometimes there's hours where I get nothing accomplished, and I'm like, I don't know what I did in that play session at all. Maybe nothing. Maybe I just killed some bots and got some, leveled up. Maybe once or something like that.
Yeah.
But and that's my only like gripe with it is sometimes it feels directionless, even if there's so much to do. Other than that, the boss design is absolutely incredible. I think the weird stories with the NPCs are super fun to follow when you run into them in the wild. The way you're able to build your character and play any play style you want, even if you have a starting class that is way different than you end the game in. There's something magical about Elden Ring that I can't describe is a feeling that I have not had with many other games before. Elden Ring has to be number one for me. I felt the biggest sense of accomplishment after completing this game as well. That has not left me. Like finishing this game, I was like, this is a huge, like I win.
Triumph of my life. Yeah.
I don't care if I used the stupid mirror summon or whatever you call it.
The mimic.
Yeah, the mimic tier. Don't care. I don't care that I used it. It still doesn't matter. This was such a huge accomplishment for me. I feel like so. I love it.
Well, the sad thing, the regret I have of this game's lifetime is that I didn't get to hear about the ups and downs in the journey of this game from your point of view. Because I remember you telling me I'm starting it, and then months later, it's done. And I'm like, oh, but I saw people raging and crying and enjoying this and freaking. And I never heard it. I mean, we never talked about it.
Sure.
So I'm like, I never knew what you went through because we never spoke about it. But
there's a lot.
Yeah, it was just done for you. And I was like, man, what did Vince go through?
No, it's because it actually took me months.
Yeah, I know.
To beat. Like there was pieces where I was like, I had to put it down for like a week. I was like, I can't get past this. I don't know what I'm gonna do. But Elden Ring's one of those games, can't beat it. You put it down for 24 hours, you come back to it less frustrated, and you're able to get it.
It's different, refreshed. I'm gonna play it. Even though I've seen it all, I'm gonna play it.
It's worth it. It is just so worth it. It's so cool. I love it.
It's tough.
And that brings me to James's number one, which is also Elden Ring.
Nothing needs to be said. James and Elden Ring goes together like. Ooh,
yeah, James is a From Software fiend. So yeah, that makes sense.
He's a fiend, dude. He loves
No, but I think he would share a lot of the same sentiment as I do. I know we had talked about that a lot with also feeling directionless sometimes in the game, which it's hard to. If you're not invested enough in the game and you feel directionless in a game, you're not going to go back sometimes. And I know a lot of people that didn't finish Elden Ring because of that issue. I don't even know if it's an issue because some people like that. Some people love it. It just didn't work for me, I guess.
Yeah.
Some incredible games this year. Right? Is there anything you want to say? Anything else you want to mention about this year?
I'm with you. Amazing games. Some not so great that we have talked about off stream.
I'm going to buy Gotham Knights.
Oh, God, no. I guess your friend. I can't make you waste money, dude. It's wasting money.
Maybe I'll wait for 60 FPS. I don't know.
Oh gosh, maybe. Yeah. Listen, this next year, oh baby, we're getting some good ones. Parentheses Spider-Man 2. That's all I care about. That's all I
Starfield?
need in my life. No, Spider-Man, Spider-Man
No,
2.
Starfield and Spider-Man 2.
Oh my
Big
God.
year, big year.
November. Never mind. It's gonna be the biggest year in gaming. I'll say it. Next year will be the biggest year.
We'll
Like
see.
every year.
Every
We'll
year,
see.
if we say that, will
Yeah,
it
I
beat 2018 as the biggest year of gaming? I don't know.
know. Ooh, good point.
2018 was
Red
huge.
Dead, Spider-Man. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's it, guys. Those are our top 5 games of the year. Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate you guys. We'll be back, of course, next year with best games of 2023 at the end of the year. But if you like video games, movies, and all that kind of stuff, you can stay right here at Strictly Casual. We cover it all. If you want to check out, we have 2 podcasts. We have this one, which you're watching right now. This is a clip from Checkpoint, our gaming news podcast, which you can go to any audio platform, type in Checkpoint Strictly Casual. And we have a movie podcast, Freeze Frame, which you can type in also Freeze Frame Strictly Casual. It's a yellow little box. They look very similar in art, and they both are by Strictly Casual, so you'll be able to find them very easily. And subscribe to the channel. Helps us out a bunch. And we have TikTok too, so catch you over there too. All right, guys. Peace out. See you next.